Brave browser. So I have been using this thing for like a month or something like that, a bit over, and here are my thoughts. So Brave is a browser that's meant to be more private than other browsers by default, and you can see some of the quotes features they quote here, like invasive ads being blocked, cross-site tracking being blocked, the fingerprinting being blocked by default, and so on. They mention, okay, we are better than other browsers say. Of course, these are the default settings. Like you can configure Firefox to be very private. You can configure like, well, Firefox to be very private. So you know they. It's not really like they are the best in every situation, but they are claiming to be the best by default. And that's kind of what they're trying to be, what they're trying to do. They're trying to be a very private by default browser. In a similar kind of fashion to like LibreWolf or something like that. They want to be like a private fork of a browser in the first place. So it's based on Chromium. It's modified very heavily. It has all of the like Google bullshit like taken out. It doesn't home like phone home to Google. It instead everything is kind of replaced with Brave's own like stuff where you need it, or it's just removed altogether, depending on if it's an online thing or just like something that exists. So, you know, they do things to make it more private. You're not sending your data to Google by using Brave, because they have removed the Google things. They have modified the source code to do their thing and to be their browser. And I think that's good. It makes it a lot better than like something else would. But it does have some really cool, really useful features. It has a built-in ad block, so as opposed to like using Spring Chromium or using like Firefox or something, you have AdBlock built in, you don't need an extension. Doesn't work as well as uBlock on Firefox, admittedly, but it works more than well enough. Though there's one thing you do have to change from the default, because by default, for some reason, it blocks them like normally, but that's very weak. It has a lot of problems blocking things like that. So actually, I would recommend enabling aggressive blocking because it does a lot more, and it's a lot more like actually uBlock is. But it's good they give you like the option. So if aggressiveness, for example, is too much for a site and it breaks, you can try to block a bit less and see what happens. It's very good in that it's very easy to use as well. You can configure like fingerprinting as well and cross-site cookies right in this same menu. So you can really kind of have all of your privacy settings in like this one, like for a site in this one menu here. And then you can configure filter list. You can, just like in uBlock, you can block like annoyances. So the like extra like window pop-ups that are like, oh yeah, give us our cookies, give us our cookies. You can remove those with these annoyances things. And you can also block all kinds of other things like social things and so on and so on. So, you know, you can block a lot of things. You can do a lot of these kinds of things. But you can also block a bunch of other stuff here. You can kind of configure here like your general default. So, do you want to block aggressively by default? Which I have set to do so because, again, the default is not good enough. You can also set like your HTTPS configuration, blocking scripts, fingerprint blocking, etc. So, you know, you can kind of configure everything here. And it's really nice. You can just go into settings and configure like all of your privacy settings at once. And the ad block is included in that. So, you know, you don't have to go and do an extension and then your browser settings. You just do it all in one place. It's very easy, very convenient, and it's already enabled like decent-ish by default. And that's a cool thing. That's, I think, really nice. The integration and the continuity is really good here. And also, there's some other privacy features. Like, for example, you can make a new window with Tor, and now you can see it's connecting to Tor already on the top left. If I want to search for, I don't know, stock switch sandals, and it's obviously a very bad crime to do. You can see it's very slow because in Tor, but you can use Tor right in Brave browser by launching a tab of it. So you don't have to install a separate Tor browser. You can just use the Brave. It's really nice. It's built in. And now it's gonna be my forbidden results. So you know, it has features like this that are just like very handy. It's really not meant to be like, oh yeah, the most like you customized experience where you specifically go for your needs. It's more meant to be okay. We'll just block all kinds of things that are reasonable to block while still maintaining a reasonable experience. And you know, block more by default than most browsers do. And I think they do it really well. They block their ads, they block their trackers. All that I feel like really having a problem with is the fact they have to go and enable like the aggressive blocking that normal one because normal one is too weak. So you know, I feel pretty good about that. Also, as a browser, it just works well. It's smooth. Like I can load into things, no problem. I can open the tabs, no problem. So you know, no issues there. Now, one thing that I do want to mention with Brave is it has this like reward thing. So sometimes when I open a new tab, it will give me an ad. So it will give me an advert like this, and this is something that is not enabled by default, but you can enable this manually to be able to get some crypto of Brave, like Brave's own crypto bat or whatever. And it will give you like these like ads on like your new tabs, and it will give you some crypto. But here's the thing, it's not much. Like during September, I was on my computer all the time. I set up the maximum number of possible ads. I've given it, okay, give me 10 ads an hour, which is the highest amount I can. And so I still only got 3.6 BAT. And that's worth about 45 US cents. So in a month, I made 45 US cents, which is worth very, very little. Now, the good thing is the ads are not intrusive. There's the background of the default page, and also in the news thing, like here. They also advertise themselves in their own browser, which is very funny. Anyway, yeah, it exists. What's annoying about it is that it's supposed to give notifications to as ads, but it doesn't. For me, at least. So, you know, that doesn't work for some reason. I mean, the actual notifications work, but it doesn't give me any ads in that form. On phone it does, but I don't really use my phone. Like, I don't use the browser on my phone basically at all. So it's pretty much all the desktop. Another annoying thing is they only allow uploads. So if you're in the US, you can use Gemini for your wallet. If you are in Japan, you can use some Japanese one, but otherwise you only have upload. And upload is kind of bad. You can find lots of complaints online, and I mean, it took me like a week to get my account open because they blocked me my account when I created it instantly, and then I had to like email their support, and like it took like 5 days or a week or something like that to even get it open. Like it's ridiculous. So it took a while, but eventually I got it open, and I'm making now insignificant amounts of money from it. So you know, would I recommend enabling that? Not really. It's not. You don't get any meaningful money out of it. It's totally insignificant. Like at least here on the Flatpak Linux version, it doesn't really work properly for some reason with the notification ads. So you don't make any meaningful money, and it's not worth much. And in general, like as they quote in their advanced features, they have a crypto wallet built in. So for some reason, Brave wants to be really, really obsessed with crypto. So they have this like hardware wallet here, that or like not hardware, but like crypto wallet that allows you to do a bunch of crypto trading within the browser. So if you're a crypto person, Brave is great for you. You can do all of your like crypto trading inside the browser itself. But to me, it's just very weird. Is there actually a way to remove this? Yep, there is a way to remove it. Nice. I think I get rid of the rewards as well. They are not worth it. Like, they are just not worth it, and I don't want to see the ads. So, that's my experience with Brave, primarily. I think it's a cool little browser. It works very well, but it's weird with the crypto. And probably I will actually keep using Brave as well. Because I think it is generally good, and also I've had problems with Firefox, which I've been using for a long time, where because I have changed a bunch of like flags to be able to have an usable browser, like in about config, like the manual flags. Some updates will just break what they have changed, and I have no clue what has broken it, and there's just no way to know that except resetting my browser, and resetting a browser every few months is very annoying. So I think using something like Brave, where I don't need to go to like change like manual flags to be able to have usable performance and usable UI and like some privacy. It's just all built in. It's very easy, it's very defaulty, and it doesn't break like Firefox by default does. Of course, there's like LibreWolf, which I think is probably another good option, but I'm pretty happy with Brave, and it seems to work well enough. Like the built-in ad blocking works really well, and it's just nice and integrated, and I like it. So yeah, that's my thoughts, and goodbye.